One of my favorite features in modern JavaScript is arrow function. So let's define a constant called square and set it to a function that takes a number and simply return number times number. This is the old way of JavaScript. So starting for ECMAScript, we have a cleaner way to write this same code. So let me duplicate this so you can see both versions side by side. To convert this function to an arrow function, we get rid of function keyword and put a fat arrow between the parameters and the body of the function. Now, if you have only a single parameter, you can exclude this parenthesis. Also, if you have 0 parameter, you have an empty parenthesis. So this is a function that takes no parameters. Okay, now let's revert this back. We have a single parameter number. If the body of this function includes only a single line and return a value, you can make this code even shorter. You can get rid of return keyword as well as curly braces. And this is the end result. Now we have a single parameter, so we can get rid of parentheses. So now the code we have on line 5 is exactly equivalent to what we have in the top. You can see the syntax is cleaner and more compact, and you can read it like number goes to number times number. So you can call this square function like this and log the result on the console. Let's remove this, otherwise we get an error because we have declared a square constant twice. So save the changes, go to the browser, we get 36 on the console. Now let me show you why this arrow function is really useful. Let's imagine we have an array of users. So each user has an ID and a property called isActive, which is set to true or false. Now I'm gonna add a couple more here. So we have 4 users with their ID and isActive property, which is boolean true or false. So for the ID 2 and 4, I'm gonna set this isActive to false. Now let's imagine we need to get the users who is active. So we get the users array, apply a filter method. The argument we pass here is a predicate function, a function that takes an user object and returns true or false. So when you call the filter method, this method iterates over this array. The job of this predicate is to determine if that user object should be returned from the filter method. So here we can return user that is active. So we can get this final list and call it to active users. Okay. Now here we have a simple function, and this is perfect opportunity for us to use an arrow function and make this code cleaner and more readable. So I'm gonna duplicate this line so we can compare them side by side. So as I told you before, to convert to an arrow function, we get rid of function keyword, delete, put a fat arrow between the parameter and the body, as well as the curly braces, and we have a single line here. We're simply returning a value, so we can get rid of return keyword, as well as semicolon here. Now we have a single parameter, so we can get rid of parentheses. So this is the end result. You can see this is more cleaner and easier to read. So we can simply visualize that filter users where user is active. There is less noise in this code. So this is all about the concepts of the arrow functions in JavaScript. If you like this video, make sure leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.